Hello students, today we are going to see National Immunization Schedule in a never before seen format because you are going to do a quick revision with the help of this single PDF file where I will show you all the factors related to immunization schedule, what are the vaccines given according to the time schedule, what is the type of vaccine, what is the route of administration, what are the adverse effects, what are the optional vaccines that can be given during that age, what is the IAP schedule during that time, what is the universal immunization program schedule during that time. Everything is going to be comprehensively described with a single PDF file in a single video. It is going to be highly useful for you. See, this is the comprehensive immunization schedule, a complete guide, okay, starting from age, birth, 0 to 24 hours, we give 3 vaccines. First one is BCG, Bacillus calmette-guerin. Second one is OPV, 0 dose. And third one is hepatitis B1, birth dose. What is the vaccine type? BCG is live attenuated vaccine. OPV 0 dose, it is also live attenuated. Whereas hepatitis B1 is a subunit vaccine. What is the route of administration? It is intradermally given BCG 0.1 ml, whereas OPV is given orally 2 drops, whereas hepatitis B1 is given intramuscular 0.5 ml. What are the adverse effects? When we give these 3 vaccines, there could be local swelling. Lymphadenitis is a common problem but rarely occurs. There will be local pain and mild fever. What is the IAP schedule? See, in IAP schedule, the OPV is given only at birth. There is no subsequent OPV dose in IAP schedule, Indian Academy of Pediatrics schedule. What are the optional vaccine? See, hepatitis A can be started early in high-risk areas at birth itself, but only in high-risk area, but it is optional. So, geographic restriction, there is no restriction. All these birth vaccines are given to all states in India. Second one is 6 weeks. See, in 6 weeks, pentavalent vaccine, DPT, hepatitis B, HIV, then oral polio vaccine 1, fractional IPV 1 is given, rotavirus 1, but it is marked with the asterisk, PCV 1, pneumococcal vaccine, it is marked with the asterisk. So, remember 5 fingers, pentavalent vaccine, OPV vaccine, fractional IPV, rotavirus and PCV. So, you can remember 5 fingers. Now, the pentavalent vaccine, first one is a killed toxoid and a conjugate vaccine. OPV is live attenuated vaccine. Fractional IPV is a inactivated killed vaccine. Rotavirus is also live attenuated vaccine. PCV1 is a conjugate vaccine, pneumococcal vaccine. Pentavalent vaccine is given intramuscularly 0.5 ml. OPV is orally 2 drops. Fractional IPV is intradermally 0.1 ml. Rotavirus is orally given 5 drops. PCV is given intramuscularly 0.5 ml. What are the adverse effects? Local pain, fever, irritability, local reaction, mild diarrhea, vomiting, local pain and fever. Nothing much. What is the IAP schedule here? So the IAP schedule here is DTWP, diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, but in a different format, DTAP1 and IPV1. See, I told you OPV is removed from the schedule, so it is IPV, inactivated polio vaccine, HIV1 and hepatitis B2. Uses full dose of IPV here. That is the difference between the national schedule. In the national schedule, we use only fractional IPV, whereas in IAP schedule, we use full dose IPV and we don't use OPV after birth. Plus, rotavirus is also included. Pneumococcal virus 1 vaccine is also included in IAP schedule. What are the optional vaccines? See, it's a hexavalent vaccine is a optional vaccine during this age. That is, you can include in addition to DPT, hepatitis B, HIV, IPV, meningococcal vaccine as a optional vaccine. It is not there in any schedule. See, the rotavirus is marked in asterisk because it is only given in 11 selected states. PCV is given only in 5 selected states. That's why in the national immunization schedule, it is marked as asterisk. Now, coming to the Next one, 10 weeks, pentavalent 2 we are giving, OPV 2 we are giving, rotavirus 2 we are giving. Similarly, as you know, OPV is live attenuated, rotavirus 2 is live attenuated, killed toxoid and conjugated pentavalent vaccine. Same IM 0.5 ml dose, oral 2 drops, rotavirus oral 5 drops, local pain, fever, usually none, mild GI symptoms. Similarly, same like in sixth week, in 10th week we are giving in IAP schedule all these DTWP, DTAP or IPV2, HIB2, hepatitis B3, rotavirus 2, PCV2. And suppose optional vaccine means it's the same continued hexavalent. Also, during 10th week, you can include early influenza vaccine if it is a high risk group. So, only thing is fractional IPV and PCV1 are not there in 10th week. Now, coming to 14th week, here we are giving pentavalent 3, OPV3, but fractional IPV2, rotavirus 3 and PCV2 we are giving at 14 weeks, that is 3.5 months. So, killed toxoid conjugate, same thing, OPV live attenuated, fractional IPV inactivated, rotavirus 3 live attenuated, PCV2 conjugate vaccine. So, same IM 0.5 ml, orally 2 drops, intradermally 0.1 ml for fractional IPV, oral 5 drops for rotavirus, PCV second dose intramuscularly 0.5 ml. So, local pain, fever, rare risk is vaccine associated paralytic polio, VAPP. That's why rare VAPP. Local reaction, mild gastrointestinal symptoms, local pain. Same thing in IAP schedule. Extra hepatitis B dose is permitted, and final hexavalent dose at 14th week. If it is an optional vaccine, meningococcal vaccine is if it is included, you have to continue the same thing. Rotavirus, PCV in selected states. So, we have completed 14 weeks schedule. Now coming to 6th month and 7th month, in universal immunization program, there is no vaccine in during 6th month and 7th month at all. Whereas, if you come to IAP schedule, there is influenza vaccine 1, first dose of annual series. 7th month, next dose of influenza 2 is also given. And what are the optional vaccines during this 6th and 7th month? Typhoid conjugate vaccine can be given. Influenza vaccine is also optional only. Early hepatitis A, this also is optional. If it is not given before, it can be given now. So, second influenza dose, optional vaccine. Now, coming to 9 to 12 months, now we have come to the national immunization, universal immunization schedule. Here we have measles, rubella 1 vaccine, Japanese encephalitis 1 vaccine, vitamin A 1 lakh international units, PCV pneumococcal vaccine booster dose is given during 9 to 12 months, fractional IPV third dose is given. So, measles rubella vaccine is live attenuated, Japanese encephalitis is an inactivated vaccine, vitamin A1 vitamin supplement is given, pneumococcal vaccine is a conjugate vaccine, fractional IPV is an inactivated vaccine. So, measles rubella is given subcutaneously 0.5 ml. So, understand that subcutaneous vaccines will start only at 9th to 12th month. So, you can remember like this, measles rubella, and Japanese encephalitis is also given subcutaneously 0.5 ml. Vitamin A is a oral vaccine given 1 ml. Conjugate vaccine with PCV is given IM intramuscular 0.5 ml. Fractional IPV is given intradermal 0.1 ml. What are the side effects? Fever, rash, local pain, local fever, local pain, local reaction. All these vaccines have this type of common minimal side effects. MMR1 is included in IAP schedule, including mumps, whereas in national immunization schedule, they have removed that MR only is given, whereas in IAP schedule, MMR is given. Same Japanese encephalitis 1 in endemic areas is there in IAP schedule. Hepatitis A vaccine is optional vaccine. Typhoid conjugate vaccine is optional vaccine. Now, so optional vaccine, hepatitis A is optional vaccine, typhoid is optional vaccine, influenza is optional vaccine during 9 to 12 months. So, Japanese encephalitis is not given all areas. It is given in 334 endemic districts. Pneumococcal vaccine is given in selected states, endemic areas only. So you understood that 9th to 12 months, these are the vaccines. Coming to the 12th month, usually combined with 9-month schedule in universal immunization schedule, nothing is there. Same thing, hepatitis A, in IAP schedule, hepatitis A, varicella, MMR is optional vaccine. Now coming to 15th month, usually combined with 16 to 24 month schedule. So in 16th month also MMR 2 is given in IAP schedule. Varicella 1 is given in IAP schedule. PCV booster dose earlier timing than universal immunization schedule, it is given. So MMR2, varicella and PCV are optional vaccines also, so which are there in IAP schedule during 15th month. Now coming to 16 to 24 months, this is there in universal immunization program. DPT booster 1, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. OPV booster, measles, rubella 2, Japanese encephalitis 2, vitamin A second. So here the dose is 2 lakh international unit, that is specific change. So now DPT booster, it is a toxide plus killed vaccine, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. OPV is live attenuated, MR is live attenuated, JE is inactivated, vitamin A is vitamin supplement orally given. DPT booster intramuscular 0.5 ml, OPV booster orally 2 drops, MR2 subcutaneous 0.5 ml, Japanese encephalitis 2 subcutaneous 0.5 ml, vitamin A orally 2 ml, whereas 9th month we gave 1 ml. What are the side effects? Local pain, fever, usually none, fever rash, local pain, usually none. So here the same thing, DTWP or DTAP B1, HIB B1 is IAP schedule, IPV B1, no OPV, hepatitis A second dose or varicella 2 second dose. So these are all optional vaccines. So Japanese encephalitis only in endemic areas. Now coming to 4 to 6 year age group, DPT booster is given. Basically it is 5th year we used to give. It's a toxide killed vaccine, IM 0.5 ml, local pain, fever. And if you take IAP schedule, here it is DTWP, DTAP B2, IPV B2, MMR third dose is given, additional IPV booster, third MMR dose is given. So these two are actually optional vaccines. Now coming to 9 to 14 years, basically in IAP schedule in 9 to 14 years we give HPV second 2 doses 0 to 6 months apart for both boys and girls. Because it's an optional vaccine, pediatricians used to recommend this. Human papillomavirus vaccine is a very important vaccine for especially for adolescent girls. And HPV vaccine it's an optional dose. Meningococcal is also an optional dose. Annual influenza vaccine is also an optional vaccine under IAP schedule. These are all applicable only in high risk areas. Next 10 years under universal immunization program, we give TD. Previously we gave only TT, tetanus. Now we are giving tetanus diphtheria because of the outbreak of diphtheria in recent times. It is a toxide vaccine. Intramuscularly 0.5 ml we give at the 10th year. Local pain, swelling, mild fever, malaise, severe local reactions can come. TDAP is given in IAP schedule. It is tetanus diphtheria, acellular pertussis, better protection against whooping cough. Human papillomavirus is, if not given at 9 to 14 years, it can be given also at 16 years. Annual influenza vaccine can be given, an optional vaccine. So HPV, meningococcal vaccine, annual influenza vaccine, hepatitis A catch-up vaccine, these are all optional vaccines. HPV vaccine is recommended in all areas, but meningococcal vaccine, it is all based on requirement. These days, all boys and girls are required to put HPV vaccine by some of the colleges. So that's why college bound. So TT is given at 16 to 18 years. At 16 years, again we give tetanus diphtheria, TD, toxide 0.5 ml, same things. Arthur's reaction is a side effect of TD. Slightly later timing than universal immunization program. TD is given little later, plus annual influenza is given under IAP schedule. So HPV catch-up vaccine even can be given now also, 16 years. Meningococcal vaccine, annual influenza, COVID-19 vaccine, travel vaccine, all these things are optional vaccines. So national program, under the program 16 years the schedule is complete. So students, I hope this video is very useful for you. I think you will need this HTML PDF document for you for your revision purposes. I will share this with you in the description box down below. You can take a printout of it and paste it in your room in color Xerox. As a color printout, take it and paste it in your room for remembering it during your examinations. Press the like button and share this video with your friends so that they can also get good marks. And subscribe our channel so that you will get regular updates on community medicine. All the best, students. We will meet again